Okay, I got one of my spoiled babies in here for y'all today. uh, this is my cherry tomato plant. I grow several varieties of tomato, but this particular variety is it's a cherry tomato plant. Uh, Even though tomatoes are one of the most common fruits that you find growing in a garden, is also one of the most demanding plants to take care of. Well, let's start at the beginning. You can see it's not a very bushy plant. It's a very sparsely leafed and stemmed plant, and that's because I have pruned it to grow this way. First and foremost, in your youngest stages of your tomato plant, you want to make sure that you want to keep your tomato plant sucker free. And when I say sucker free, what I'm referring to is these small sprouts that grow right here at the joint where a stem connects to the main branch, where a branch connects to the main stem rather. And you're going to get little growths like this right in between from the earliest stages of growth. And this is what's called a sucker. And you want to keep these pulled off so that they don't take away from nutrients that the plant's using for fruit production and bloom production. So you want to keep these off. And this is why this particular plant is not very bushy. But as you can see, we got plenty of blooms. It's got blooms all the way at the top. You know, we got blooms out here. We've got plenty of fruit forming on this particular plant. Now, you just take the sucker, you pop it right out of there like that, and you can replant your tomato suckers, and they'll grow and they'll make new tomato plants. So, you know, that way you don't have to waste anything. Alright. Now that we understand we need to keep our tomato plant first and foremost at all time sucker free. And you know it's not a bad idea for yourself either. Okay. Let's talk about some nutrition. The tomato plant in its earliest stages does not require a lot of nitrogen. What you want to give it is lots of potash or micronutrients is what you're going to need in the early stages of this tomato plant. You can good sources of potash. You know, I use liquid seaweed to provide potash to these plants, and you know, every so often it doesn't hurt to sprinkle a little bit of magnesium around the top of the in the soil around the top of the plant. You know, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but you know, it wouldn't hurt. Next, once your plant begins to set bloom, like you see here, you'll see these little yellow blooms here. You want to start adding phosphorus at that point, and a good source for phosphorus that I recommend is blackstrap molasses. And you know, you mix that with water, you know, as recommended, and mix that in with your soil. You know, soak your soil down good with that, and you'll get good results out of good bloom production out of your plant here. You also want to continue with the micronutrients once you see bloom. Okay, once the blooms set fruit, like you see here, you can see right here where this bloom has set fruit. You can also see right here where it's set fruit. You're going to want to add the nitrogen then to help the plant grow the fruit. So that's when you bring your nitrogen into play. One thing I forgot to mention, once you see the yellow blooms like this right here, you want to come out every morning or every other day and just gently give your tomato plant a shake, or take a rolled up newspaper and just gently swat these blooms. And what that does is it's called spanking the tomato plant. And what it does, it releases the pollen from the flowers to encourage pollination, and you get a lot more tomatoes that way. So they're a pretty spoiled plant, and they take a lot of attention and a lot of specialized care, but the payoff is worth it, most definitely. If you like tomatoes. So get you some tomato plants and care for them and spank them and treat them right, and they'll give you plenty of tomatoes here in the end of the season. Thank you, and Black Power.